Hi everyone. So I have a very exciting pale skin swatches video for you today. The Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. I saw them and I was like, oh, that's so exciting. But then they're reds and I'm like, oh. When I do reds lipsticks, I tend to prefer liquid lipsticks, anything that's kind of bold. I want something that's not going to transfer. I stay at home with my children. I have a 5-year-old who is in kindergarten, a almost 3-year-old, and an 8-month-old baby. So my face is getting bumped a fair amount. So that's why I tend to just, if I'm going to use anything that isn't like a nude, I just want a liquid lipstick. But when I saw Lisa's video, I was just, I couldn't handle it. I had to buy them. So I'm just going to start swatching so that I'm not doing this entire video talking with no lipstick on. I'm gonna put the orangey red lipstick Velvet Morning on first. I saw that color and I'm like, oh, I definitely want that. Because I mean, oranges, whatever. And then I saw the other colors. I'm like, oh no, I want those too. So I just got all three. So it comes in these little boxes. I got the trio, so it came with this velvet bag as well, and everything has her logo, the L with the little lips on it. Everything was packed so well. There were like 5 levels of packing. It came super fast. If you spend more than 40 pounds, I believe, you get free like priority FedEx shipping, and that got it here. It shipped on the 26th and got here the 28th to the United States from London. So that's exciting. So even in the box, they come wrapped in a tissue paper. So it's kind of a somewhat pleasant, pleasing experience unrolling the tissue paper. And if you watched her video, you saw these have a magnetic closure, which everybody loves, you know. So this is Velvet Morning, and it's kind of an orangey red, and you can see the that velvet texture. It's hard, I think, for the cameras to really show because it's such a fine texture that it gets kind of lost, I think. But it's so interesting in person. It really looks like fabric in a way that I wasn't expecting. I thought I had an idea of what it would look like. And this, I mean, ultimately the texture on the outside of the lipstick isn't anything except for the aesthetics, but it's so pretty that I'm not gonna complain. That's probably a good chunk of the cost of these lipsticks is in the aesthetic, but the formula also is very, very nice. So it's not just the packaging and the name that you're paying for. I really do feel like it's a really, really nice formula as well. So let's get Velvet Morning on. I feel like that is what is probably going to coordinate with my little outfit I've got going on here today. They do take just a little bit to warm up to your skin, and then I feel like you really get that full pigment in one side. I should really not try to talk while I'm doing this. This is so my kind of color. It's so pretty. So I am not the type of person to use a lip brush. That would make it easier, certainly, to get the edges, and it is a little tricky with just this kind of shape of lipstick, I feel, to really get a really good crisp line. So I end up kind of fiddling with it a lot more in order to try to get all the way to the edges of my lip line. It would most likely be a lot faster if you just used a lip brush, but that's just not, it's not how I do lipstick generally. The nice thing is, so as soon as I got the package yesterday, I ripped it open and put Velvet Jazz on my lips. And I wore that for, let's see, yeah, 5 to 10:30 probably. So it was a good 5.5 hours. I ate dinner, I had ice cream, and all I had to do was like rub my lips together to redistribute some of the product that was more on my upper lip. And I also had probably 3 cups of coffee, 2 or 3 cups of decaf coffee. and it doesn't transfer all that much, and I had plenty of pigment left, so I just kind of rubbed my lips together, and there was definitely a little less pigment on the inside of my lips, but it really looked fine. It looked like I had a full amount of lipstick on after drinking and eating a full meal, so, and dessert. So that's awesome. I really, really appreciate that. And this color, come on. So for shade reference today, I'm wearing this Sephora foundation powder in 02 Porcelain Neutral, and it's their Matte Perfection Powder Foundation line. And this is very, very fair. Good shade matches for me are Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation in 0.1, Clinique Even Better Foundation in CN 0.5 Shell, and the ColourPop No Filter Foundation in Fair 05. Those all match me pretty well. And so I'm on the very, very fair end of the spectrum, and I like doing these videos because, especially for lipsticks, because I find that it can be really challenging to know what a lipstick might look like on you. I think that it's easier to guess with a red, because a red, you can tell from looking at the red, is it a dark red? Is it a light red? Is it kind of a poppy red? Whatever. So I don't feel like it's super challenging to figure it out, but you might just want to see. And I wanted to share with you guys what these look like. And I think I might even do a little wear test. So once I pick whichever one I'm going to wear for the day, I will just check in at the end of the day, and we'll see how it's looking. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one off and put on Velvet Ribbon next, which is more of the slightly blue-based True Red. So this is Velvet Morning, which is the more orangey based red, a color that I know works really well on my skin tone. Generally, I find reds pretty easy to wear across the board, and but I know orangey ones in particular are good for my kind of yellowy undertones. So let me take this off and I will put on Velvet Ribbon. Oh, be still, my heart. These are really, really pretty. I've never had, I think, more than one magnetic closure lipstick, and I was trying to put them next to each other and they repelled each other. She mentioned that in the video. I just didn't realize like how strong it was going to be. So this one is the more True Red. I got yellowy teeth, so it's not going to help me all that much other than to make them slightly not as yellow as something like Velvet Morning would be. Whatever. My teeth are extremely sensitive to whitening, and I just haven't felt like dealing with the pain of really sore teeth to whiten them. So there you go. But this color is very, very pretty. It's just such a pretty, like, vibrant, rich red. I feel like this maybe has a tiny bit more shine to it once it warmed up. You know, it's like 66, 65 degrees in this room Fahrenheit, so it is a little bit cooler. So they just, lipsticks sometimes, and like eyeliners even, will be a little bit stiff at the beginning, and then once they warm up, their more kind of creamy nature comes out, versus the summer where they'll just be creamy from the get-go. But this one does have kind of an interesting, just a little bit more of a sheen, I think, than the Velvet Morning did. It's so pretty. It's like I just want to leave them all on my lips. So I'm gonna put Velvet Jazz on next, and then we'll come back and chat a little bit more. Red lipstick swatches, rough on the face. I mean, there are only 3 shades, and I had a good feeling 2 of the shades would really in particular work on my skin tone. I had good feelings about Velvet Jazz. I knew that that would be a color that would work well with my skin tone. Same with Velvet Morning, and then like a True Red, I feel like always looks good on me. So I had a feeling all 3 of these would work well on my skin tone, and I feel like they really do. I do have kind of muted yellow, cool yellow undertones, kind of that slight olive tint to my skin, but it is pretty muted because I am so fair. But I think all these colors really work well on my skin tone, and I did try to go pretty neutral on my eyes today just so that nothing would be clashing with the lipstick. The only thing I thought might clash is my shirt, and I feel like with this one it doesn't quite go as well as the other ones. And I think for my wear test today I am going to put Velvet Morning on because I just like that color a lot. I like all of these a lot. But since I wore Velvet Jazz yesterday, I definitely wanted to wear a different one today, and I think it's gonna be Velvet Morning. So yeah, super pleased with this formula. The price is high. I feel like it's a major treat. I did not spend much as far as like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all those very tempting sales because I bought these lipsticks. I felt like that was such a treat that I was willing to forego a bunch of those sales so that I could buy these lipsticks, and I'm really, really happy that I did. If I can find any information about what kind of stock there is going to be on these, I will include that, and I do know that they are limited editions. Another thing I wanted to mention, just because I was talking about using a lip brush and everything, she did also include lip pencils that would coordinate with the lipsticks. And I know the Velvet Jazz pencil, she gave 2 options for a pencil, and one of them I believe was drugstore. So I probably will pick that up because that will just make it easier. You know, you can do the lip line with the pencil and then go in with the lipstick. That certainly would be, in my mind, easier than dealing with a lip brush, cleaning a lip brush, etc. So I may look into those pencil options she included and see if I have something. I might also already have something similar for Velvet Ribbon. Probably not Velvet Morning, but I'll have to look through my collection. I don't have a ton of lip pencils, so we will see. But yeah, very excited. I will check back in with you guys at the end of the day so we can see how Velvet Morning holds up throughout the day, through drinking lots of coffee and eating some food, having some dessert. We'll see how it is, so I'll be back soon. All right, another bathroom check-in because I don't want to turn on all my lights because it's late. Out of laziness, no other reason than that. It is almost 10:50 p.m. I put this on at like 3 sometime, so I can kind of rub my lips together and kind of, like I mentioned, like redistribute the product, which is an advantage of a real lipstick versus a traditional lipstick versus a liquid lipstick. And I have not touched it up at all. This is just what it looks like. I've had dinner, I've had ice cream. This is still looking surprisingly good. I've got a baby that is in my lap a lot, so I did like transfer a little bit off on his face. You know, he at one point like grabbed my face because, you know, the bright lipstick is very attractive to babies, and he had like his little hand kind of in my mouth, and because it's not super slippery, so it didn't like just immediately smear, I just kind of like lifted his hand out so it didn't get like dragged down. But I was surprised that there wasn't more disturbing of the lipstick from that. It's just, it really doesn't transfer all that much. It does transfer, it's a regular lipstick, but the transfer is pretty minimal, and because there's so much pigment, you still have a lot of lipstick left. So, I mean, I'm still transferring a little, but there really is not much that's coming off on my lips, and it's, you know, a good solid color. Overall, I'm really impressed with how it wears and how relatively low maintenance it is for a traditional red lipstick. Super pleased, and yeah, I think that's it. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video today. If you want to see more stuff from me, then please do subscribe. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.